Hi everyone, and just coming in today to talk about Facebook advertising. So over the last few days, been sharing information with you on copy, landing pages, and that type of stuff's great. But obviously, you've got to get traffic to your pages to read that copy, to then do stuff with you. So today, just want to share a little bit of information on Facebook advertising. Quite excited by this. Just literally come off a call with a client where we've launched some Christmas campaigns and within hours achieving great results. And when I say great results, I'm talking about, literally for every pound spent, we're making £20 back. So if you're serious about your business, really interested in getting Facebook working for you, then you've got to look at paid traffic. Now, lots of people worry about paid traffic in terms of, God, I've got to spend some money and not sure if it's going to work, and I've done it before and it hasn't worked. And there's lots of reasons why that is with Facebook advertising. Most people are usually not up to speed in terms of understanding how it truly works and what you need to do. So I'm going to give you a bit of a quick overview. I'm not going to dig too deep because it's quite a big subject, and there's going to be more of this in the block building course, the digital block building course, where you can access a whole module on digital advertising, which will cover Facebook and Google and show you some of the mistakes that happen and also give you some great resources so you can really start to understand this yourself. But what I'll do now is share my other screen and going to just let you look at a simple way to understand Facebook, really. What you're seeing right now is the back of an account, my account, mainly sort of dummy and test stuff in this particular one. Can't take you into the bigger client stuff because that's just not the thing to do, I'm afraid. But I want to show you that it's fairly simple and easy to pull this together. So, well, when we're looking at this. It's it's not as complex as it looks. That's the big thing that you must understand. This really isn't such a big challenge. So when you're looking at this, you've got sorry, I'm just looking over to my left here at the other screen. You've got a campaign. So your campaign sits at the top, and that's what you name your campaign. And I'll run through this and slightly build it and just give you a little bit of an inkling in how to get into the phases of this and get it underway. So you start with a campaign at top level, then you have an ad set, which is the next level down. And always just imagine this a bit like a tree. Top of the tree is the campaign, middle of the tree is the ad group, and at the bottom of the root of it all sits the ad. So the ad set then sits there next, which enables us to set up different audiences and target different people in different ways, but with the same advert. So we can do multiple targeting against the same ad from one campaign name. So I'll break it down a little bit easier as we go through this. And then obviously at the bottom, the root of the tree, as we're saying, we've got the actual ad. So just to show you how simple this is really, and to break it down, what we're going to do is just create a dummy ad. And I'll do this very simplistic. I'm going to do it live, so anything can happen. So we're going to just run through this. So green button here, all you need to do is hit that to create the campaign. So that's loading it up. Then we're given some objectives. What we're going for at the moment as well, before we hit the objectives, is the auction. So the auction is we're gonna actually bid to get our ads shown in certain places. The reach and frequency is about getting out to numbers of people. I'm going to prefer to bid in an auction to get my ads shown to the people that I want the people to see it, the people that I want to see it, and for certain prices that we're willing to pay in terms of our budget. And the big thing is test this out. You don't need to go crazy. You can have some good fun with £5 a day. So not big figures that you need to do here. So 150, £200 a month you could spend, and you're going to start to understand it. For one, this is not a big investment, and you will get traffic to your pages. But again, goes back to what we were talking about the other day. Your landing pages have to be right. Your copy has to be right. Your offer has to be correct. Literally irresistible, really. And we'll talk about irresistible offers in the coming weeks because that's another part of this whole piece. So we're going to look at this. So we're going to go for auctions. Happy to bid away and try and get into the market there. Then there's different objectives here. And really, at the early stages, until you've built up some data at the back end and you're understanding audiences and your spends, you really just want to, get some traffic to pages or a website. So we're just going to go with the traffic. And again, against each of these, they're actually sharing with you some information. Send people to a destination like your website, app, Facebook, event, or messenger conversation. So you're guided through a lot of this, but the thing is, you've got to read it and make sure you're understanding it. So all we're going to do there is we go traffic and we come down here, and we can name the campaign. Now, always really important to name the campaign. So in this instance, we go for something like the campaign name is Mind Your Own Business book. So that's the book that's available out there to get the 10 tips of how to get better digital success. Free book that I give away. And I'll put in there, we do November 2020. So I like to know what I'm offering here. So that's the book, when I'm doing it in November. So I can, when I refer back, because if you start to build up a big ad account, you need the sort of campaign names really written in a certain way so you can identify them quick and easy. So there's the first part of that. Nothing else at this point. I'm not going to name the ad set until I start to work through it, and I'll show you why. So we continue now. So now here's our campaign name. Switch your objectives to drive more conversions. Recommended for me because of the type of pixel I've got and the type of offerings. That's popped up down here on the left hand side. You can't see that, sorry. That's just picked up here. So again, what Facebook's actually saying to me here is, rather than drive traffic, go for conversion. So actually get people to do certain things, whether that's view a page, add something to a cart, subscribe, etc. So I'm not going to do that at the moment, because just purely I don't want to mislead and take you on another journey here, because that is a different aspect. And this goes back to where Facebook advertising is a really clever piece of kit. And again, I go much, much deeper in the Digital Block Builder course on this. I just really want to give you an overview, because at this point in time, the next sort of 6 weeks building up to Christmas, if you've got solid products online, that are good for presents and selling, then go for it right now, because there's going to be a big push over the next few weeks with lockdown situations we've got, with retail not as open as normal. Online sales are going to be through the roof, and I know they are, because of just what we've achieved today in launching a few campaigns, and already we're seeing returns of £20 against every pound spent, and that's on some kits that you can buy within the floristry market, and that's gone down superbly. So I know we're in for a real opportunity right now. Just to see those results so quickly was quite mind-blowing. So definitely get yourselves into this if you've got product to sell. So this is the campaign structure. Going back over to the tree aspect again. Top of the tree, the campaign, then the middle, the ad set, and then the new ad at the bottom, rooted tree. Run through this. So just some considerations here. We're going into an auction. Our objective is to get traffic. I'm not going to do a split test. I do recommend doing split tests, but if you just want to get an ad up and running and get in front of people, then avoid the split testing at this phase, unless you're going to spend masses of money and you really understand split testing. Sorry, excuse me. It's great for judging, different ads. And again, if you can do split tests, really important thing to add here, a really important tip. Don't change masses of stuff from one ad to the next. You might change different visuals, you might change different headings. Don't change super numbers of things. Keep it simple so you can do some real split testing and understand what's influencing and changing the results. So won't do a split test, we just run a simple ad out there, because I'm just going to do this for explaining and talking you through the process. Now, the ad set name, I don't actually name this until I've done a little bit more work within this section, and I'll show you the reasons behind that. So firstly, the big one to look at is your budget. So make sure that your budget gets set there. So we just do it simple at the moment, £5, but obviously dependent on what you can actually sustain in terms of spending on budget, and depending on what the results are as well, which is something you need to monitor. then you will get more back for more spend. We've upped a lot of budgets today in clients' accounts because so much is happening online in terms of purchasing, and we knew that was the right thing to do. So we're going to get more return on that money because we're going to be showing more. We're going to get more contact with people. So looking at here, £5. There's a date range. You can select an end date. Now, as you work through the ad, sometimes you'll get a red line here that says your timing's not right. Just click it; it'll reset it. Just really purely down to, at the moment it wants to launch at 4:06, and that's already been and gone. So that will need resetting, but that will do it automatically. You can set an end date. Very good thing to do if you're on a budget constraint. So if you want to work out, that £300, how much you want to spend a day, do your sums, work your number of days out, make sure that your campaign ends on that date and you're not going to overspend. So work for it there. There's some more options that we can get into, scheduling times of days of the week. So if you're understanding your Google Analytics for one fact, and where it shows your times, dates, etc., people involved with your website. If Tuesdays are a really good day, then you might want to, not show your ad Wednesday and Thursday if they're not good days, and conserve budget. That's getting more detailed, so we keep it simple. We're not going to worry about scheduling. We're just going to run it 24/7. So we go through now. This is where things become really interesting. You can create a new audience. You can use a save audience. Save audiences. I've got a business guru interest audience, and basically what this does for me is show my adverts to people that are of the interest area that you're seeing. I've built that audience around a 28 to 65 age group. It's people who are interested in Jim Rohn, Bob Proctor, Brian Tracy, sort of business mentors that I know my audience will probably be locked into, that I want to get them to lock into me a bit more and understand my stuff. So that could work for me, and I've built that for a process of searching and understanding what's out there. Again, as I've said time and time again, I'll just flip you to this, the Facebook Ads Library. All you need to do is search Facebook Ads Library, and you can put in here competitors' Facebook pages, and then you can bring up the ads that they're running. So Frank Kern, not a competitor, he's way above the scale I'm at right now. A massive multimillionaire digital consultant who does some great work that I've learned a lot from. But also, I use this as a reference point to see the type of ads that he's running, how he's structuring them, what he's saying, what pages they're linking to, how he's using video. So again, you can do a lot of research here before you start to build your ad on your competition. We're going to go back into the ad account. So in terms of audiences right now, I won't use a save audience because I just want to show you how cool truly that Facebook is. And again, this is a very simplistic way that I'm showing you, very surface level. There's a lot more detail that I'd normally go into when I'm building an ad. But just to show you right now, it's as simple as this, trying to find people. So business, let's go owners, and see what comes back for us. Hang on a second. Website visitors, that's other tracking that I've done within certain periods of time. Custom audiences. So we're just going through, just trying to find stuff here. Don't want to use a save audience, create new. I can create new audiences. So there's lots of stuff going on here straight away. You can build a new custom audience based on interactions with your site. You can then do lookalikes of those audiences. So let's just move out of this a sec. Custom audiences, detailed targeting demographics. Sorry, just coming down to the demographics. This is where we're going to do some real searching. Sorry, I've just been swayed there by audiences, got too focused on that. So when we come down to detailed targeting, this is where we can start to look at demographics, interest, behaviours, and this is where I should have put the business owners. So apologies there, just start to go off on a different direction. So look, business, as soon as I type it, Facebook is starting to come back with some information. Let me just move this over to this side because you're not going to see what's going on, guys. So let's come back into business. Right, so now you're seeing the drop down below. And what you're seeing is, business, small business. So let's say I want to target small businesses with my offering. I can go straight in there, and I've now got small businesses, and it's coming back with 7,400,000 people to target. Also, what we want to do obviously is look at locations. Again, this is all about conserving budget, making sure that you're putting yourself into the right areas. So if I wanted to say target London, I can put London into this. London, England, there we are. That's going to change our figures up here. Watch this change. So we're now down into 1.9 million, which is not a bad audience level at this point in time. So based on this already, I've got small business owners who have got interests in small business. You can use the suggestions bar, hit the suggestions bar, and now you've got small business owners. So if I'm after owners, I can target those owners, home business, business owners. So against each of these audiences that are coming back are segmented informations of interest areas, behaviour, job titles. What I do, and again, I'll show you more of this in the Digital Block Builder course, is I use a process of testing audiences. I can't do it here because it takes too long to build. It can be a few hours to put that process together. But I will actually, against each ad group, create different audiences so I can test them. Because if I pile a load of audiences into one ad group, I don't know which ones are performing best. It just shows me an overall picture. So what I usually do with an ad group is just stick to one area. So as we've got here at the moment with small business, I will now go back up in terms of what this is called as an ad set, and I'm going to keep this and name it Small Business London, so I know what I'm going for in terms of what I've built this audience around that I'm targeting. And if I come back down, some other important stuff that I just want to make sure that I get right. So age group, don't really want the 18 age group sort of connected with what I'm about to push out. It's going to be an older audience, so I want to push that into, say, the 38 to, say, 50 age group. And again, this is helping you conserve budget and also getting your targeting right. So I've said it time and time again about understanding ideal clients, avatars, building who you're actually after. Again, a big section in the Digital Block Builder about that, where you can learn more about how to actually target the right people so you don't waste your money, you actually get conversions, you get orders, and you make money. So really important stuff. So we've now changed this to 38 to 50. We've got London as a location. We're going for business owners. And again, this just sort of zooms in and out until you sort of left it. And the possibilities are endless. You can go into postcodes, you can exclude areas, you can really refine it. And again, stuff I touch on in the digital Block Builder course because it's just a little bit too time consuming. I could sit here for 6 hours and really show you how to structure something, and obviously that's not going to work. It's best that you do that type of learning within the course structure, where you can take modules by modules, subsections, learn, build it, and come back, because it's a really important process to get this right, because when you do, you're going to get results. So over to this side at the moment, quite interesting here, daily results. Sort of anywhere between 707 and 2,000 people will get to actually be touched by the ad. Landing page views based out of that audience will be around about 10, and what we'll be looking for is to get some of that landing view converted into clients, obviously, but that comes further down the line as we start to look at data. We can actually expand the reach. So Facebook will look at the audience that I'm going for, and will actually push it out to more people that it feels are right. If we look here, we were at about 1.9 mil. We've now gone to 2.3. So coming down, automatic placements. Another thing to look at, really important here, is that when you come to automatic placements, Facebook is deciding to place this in certain areas. I changed this to manual and control where my ads are appearing. You know, you've got here Facebook, Instagram, audience networks, Messenger. You know, audience networks are where people playing games and other bits and pieces, video feeds. So you can determine where your ad's going to appear. You either go for the automatic placement or you go for the manual and control it a little bit more. So that gives you a bit of an idea there. Landing page views, that's what we're optimizing for. Cost control, you can put spends in there. I prefer to keep it manual and monitor this and work with it a little bit better rather than being constricted by some of Facebook's algorithms. So that's the basic structure so far of your campaign at the top, your ad group in the middle, and as I sort of said, just to touch back on it, and this does get a little bit more complex, and why I've built the courses to share with you and show you how to do this is that I do create multiple ad groups with different audiences. So what it enables me to do is show the same ad to say 10 different types of people, and then I can allocate say £5 budget against each of those, or £3 or £1, and over a period of time, usually around about 7 days, I'll let it run and I'll start to look at which audiences are best, and then I'll turn off the ones that are not good. I'll put more money and time and effort into the ones that are, and that's where we start to get better conversions. So that's how you can understand your audiences better. The big mistake, and take this tip right now, the big mistake people make, and I did it in the early days, is that they take all these audiences that they're finding, as you saw me just find a small business group there, and then they find, business owners, then they find entrepreneurs, then they find small shop owners, and they group it all together. And then they send that ad out to all those people, and it expands the number, and they get excited because lots of people are going to see it, but they don't actually know within that ad group who are the better people seeing the advert. So learn to segment that piece down. It's a really good tactic, really good tip. Saves you money and will increase your conversion. So really important you understand that. So at this point, we've built the ad group. If we hit the blue next button down the bottom here, what we're going to construct is the actual ad. What we're looking at the moment, you may see some errors in this particular way that I'm doing it, because I'm not filling in everything and checking everything, because as I say, it's just going to get too long in terms of me sort of running through all this. But here's the business that I'm going to run. I could choose a number of businesses that I'm involved with and who we work for. Also link it to my Sales Remedy Instagram. So I'm looking at this as my Sales Remedy business, not my Take Action Academy, or my terrycarney.com consulting. So I have 3 sites that are running out there, all leading back to one process, one funnel. All goes back to the stuff that I'm trying to share with you, how I actually do that and why I do it. Now we've got the create an ad, so you get some options here, and again, based on experience, it depends the type of sector you're in. A single image can work quite well for me to show the book and push it out there. Carousel images, a number of different images, which is a great system we use for clients' products. So if you've got a nice product that you can order and get through the post, and you've got variations of it, good to set up a carousel ad, and against each carousel ad you can put different URLs and send people to specific pages on your website to purchase that product. So it's a great way to get products out there. Group of items that opens in a full screen mobile experience. Well, as soon as you open the mobile, you get loads of different products in there. Don't use it that often. Always had our best results between carousel and single images or videos. Carry on through here. So this is where you'd add your media. Now, in terms of creating ads, I just want to share with you very quickly something. This is canva.com. Just you'll see it at the top, canva.com. It's a fantastic way of producing nice creative stuff, and one of the things you can do with it is actually Facebook ads. So if I put in here right now, Facebook ads, there we are, already up, because it's something you use quite often. It will create the templates, so you can have a plain one here, ones that are already made, and once you get into designing with this, you can actually change the elements within here, upload your own photos. If I just take you into one, so let's just go into this as a piece. So right now I can now play around with every element that we see on the page and change this. I've got different versions, I've got photos I can upload. Excuse me, I've got elements such as graphics that I can use. So it's a fantastic piece of kit. The sizing's ready and ready to go. You can do profile pictures, adverts, YouTube, thumbnails, all sorts of stuff, and you can do custom designs. You can create books. So Canva's a fantastic piece of kit if you want to do your own creative. If you don't have budget for someone to do creative photoshopping, graphic generation, etc. This is a great route forward, and we use it tons for ourselves and also for clients' businesses. So you know, this is how you could produce something very professional. Download it, get it ready, and you can actually add it into your Facebook ad by selecting the media here and uploading. So in terms of what we're doing, let's have a little look at, say, add images. It's going to pull in images that I've got in the back end of the site in terms of my Facebook page. And I can pull stuff in there that I've done adverts with and stuff that I've done. So let's just choose the guy with the brown bag. He's going to come in, sizing all looks good. I'm happy with that. Select that in, and now this starts to build on this side. So you can see now how easy it is to create a Facebook ad. It's not that difficult, but to get them to perform well, it just takes a bit of time, a bit of learning. And again, you can learn all of that within the Digital Block Builder course. Just giving you an outline here. So primary text. So let's put sample in here, just so you can see where that's appearing. Sorry, sample, speaking and typing. Two things I can't seem to do at the same time. So again, the sample text starts to appear here. Now, this is really bizarre, typical of sort of Facebook setup, but it says primary text. Primary text actually appears here, and the headline appears here when you'd expect the headline to appear here. But that's just the way it works. But the headline's really important. So, you know, when we put that into the actual ad structure, that appears here. Hi Ruth, sorry, just saw you pop up there. The course will be ready latter part of next week, and we'll be launching live then. And everything that you know I feel is really important that most business owners are missing out on are included. It's where 80% of people are going wrong. I'm giving you that 80% of information that's going to change the dynamics and give you a complete digital business rather than bits and pieces. So it's about building digital assets, advertising, selling, processes, systems, the whole shebang. That's in there, and that's going to be launched, and that's £149 to access those 6 modules, and it's a game changer. So that will come out next week, and I'll make sure everyone on the page is aware of that. So just getting back to that, and thank you, Ruth, and thank you for everyone for just letting me say that. Just coming back to the Facebook element here. So our headline starts to appear down here. Strong calls to action, you know, something like important order today, stocks limited. So it just creates a stronger call to action. You can see that appearing down here. You can create your button. So your description appears here as well. It's an optional piece. Sorry, Ruth, just coming back. Stylist, online stylist. So will this be good for me to help grow? Yeah, definitely. Look, Facebook is good for B2C. It's good for B2B. People get really hung up that Facebook won't work for their business. It's how you do it that makes it work, and lots of people do it so wrong. So if you're doing an online stylist, in terms of, just give me some feedback here, Ruth. Are you teaching people to do it, or do you offer your facility through being online to get people to book you so you can do it? Obviously, in COVID, that's a very tough process. But if you're doing an online course, massively works. If you're looking for getting bookings through an online system, super easy to do as well. And you can target great demographics, geographics to make sure you keep the business where you want, and retarget people who come to pages. So much you can do with it, Ruth. It's a game changer. It really is. And again, you know, I went through some stuff with Gabrielle Vickery today, who's looking at working with me to take our offering online. She will tell you what I showed her on Facebook was quite mind-blowing in terms of what people are making from the ads that we put together and the campaigns. You know, to spend £1 and get £20 back is quite phenomenal. We've done that within hours of one campaign today. My group is called Lessons in Style, where members pay monthly. Yeah, this worked brilliant for you, Ruth, and can look at a whole process and system with you there. I think if you access the group, it will open your mind to what you need to do. I'll write a lesson and have a video for each month. Fantastic. I love that type of stuff, Ruth. Really the place to be right now, and really powerful. So Facebook advertising for that type of offering, absolutely 100%. Will be a game changer for you. We'll have, you know, you structure it right and do it right with the right landing page, right advert, you're going to get a lot of opportunities. Guarantee that, Ruth. So if you want any information further, Any questions, stick it in the page or message me, and more than happy to look at it further with you and talk about stuff. But as I say, the courses will come out latter part of next week. I've got some finishing off to do. It's taken a long time, longer than expected, and that's because we've been so busy with clients who just want to survive in these tough times. So we've really focused on clients. Course will be coming though, definitely, and this element, the advertising element, is phenomenal, and the piece on Google as well, because business owners go so wrong in these two areas, Google and Facebook, and never get results. So just jumping back here, we could come down, do a description, which I recommend on doing. It's optional, but definitely worth doing so people can understand a little bit more about your offering. Destination, where we're going to put them here. So we want to put where we want to land them. So again, this goes back to why landing pages are so important, which again, even for you, Ruth, if you didn't see it earlier in the week, definitely have a little look at the videos that are on the page. We'll tell you about landing pages. This is my website for my business sales remedy. All we need to do is copy the URL there, and there you'll see another call to action jumping up, a book to sign up, so we can grab data. We come back here, we drop the URL within that, and there we are. So now that's in there. The display link is the link that will display in the advert. That can be different to the destination link. So that's now coming through. Call to action, so this is your buttons. So you can select your buttons here, what buttons you want. Listen now, get a quote, learn more, download. So, you know, with the book, I might go for something like download. You've got to make sure that the call to action's strong, but you've also got to make sure that it doesn't scare people away. Sometimes things like buy now, order now are just too quick in the process. With the client stuff we've organised and sent out today, most of that says shop now, and that's just proved to be brilliant and converting really well. So there you are. That's the general basis. Again, something that I've mentioned time and time again to all of you. Facebook Pixel should be on your website, and just so you know that that's there, here's a little tracking piece which you can put on your browser, which is called Facebook Helper. Pixel Helper. Make sure that you do have that on your browser, because you can see other people's pixels and see who's tracking you, etc. But right now, that's showing that the Sales Remedy Pixel is on there, which links with the ads, which is going to enable me to retarget people. So, and also track, so I can know what's happening with that ad. So this is where we actually start to then understand the return on ad spend because of the pixel. So the ad fires someone to the site, they buy something, it logs it, and then we start to see what return we're getting on our ad spend. So your pixel, super important, retargeting, understanding data, etc. So we go back to the ad, we just dropped in, obviously, the URL, the pixels loaded up and running, and we publish. Now, we may see some errors here in terms of a couple of bits that might not be right, because of just the speed of running through this and not the normal checking process I do. And you will get that with Facebook. It happens quite often. You think you've got everything right, and suddenly there's a little tweak. You republish it or refresh it, and it just goes away. Actually, this ad with errors relates to another campaign that I'm building, which is a little bit more complex. So there you are. We've been through the whole process. We click this out of the ad phase. We click it out of the ad group phase. We click into the campaign phase, and now we go back and look at what we've now built. So here's the campaign. It's in review, so they're going to assess it, whether they like it or not. And obviously I'm going to delete this straight after, because this is not a complete built piece. But once we go into here, we can edit, and we can actually then start to go into the ad as a full piece again. And you'll see that the ad group's there, so that's where the audience is contained, the budget. And then the final ad is sitting there. Now, I always name the ad as well, so if we do this ad, we'll say the MYOB book, so that will sit there. Okay, so we know what we're actually showing that ad about, and I might even put version 1 just in case I then change it and create another version of it. So there you are, all fairly simple to do. Because I've created that new title, it wants to republish again. And that's it. That's a very simple process of how to put an ad together. Very surface level. You know, if you want more detail, it's going to be in the course, because that is a very surface level. There's a lot more you can do, and I prefer to do it in a certain way, which I'll share in the course, to make sure that you do it the right way, don't waste your money, and you get better results. So there you are. Been a bit of a long Facebook Live today, but really wanted to just run through that process with you, because the next 6 weeks are crucial to be doing some advertising online. Ruth, thank you for jumping in, making some comments. I'll keep you updated. I'll let you know as soon as that course is available for you. Because there's lots of elements within there that are going to really help you if you're doing what you're doing. Love to see what that process is. Share some stuff on the page. Show us what you do, where the page is, where the links are. I can have a little look at it then, and see what it's all about. I'm glad you found it really helpful, Ruth. Thank you for coming in. It's always good to see someone come in. There you are. Ruth found that very helpful, so that was great. So, look, there's going to be more information coming in. There's a series of videos. Been doing this through lockdown to make sure that I can give you guys what you need to try and help you get along here, because we do get great results for clients, great results for ourselves, and it's possible even in these tough times. So there you are. That's today's life. Everyone just keep working hard, remain safe and well, and thank you for your time. Ruth, so thank you for coming into that. Any more help you need, just message me or share some stuff on the page. Be really interested to see what you're doing. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye.